Hey guys, this is Sarah. This is a video at request of Kaneisha and Shane. Thank you guys for your trust in my reviews. Um, I'm going to walk you guys through Taku and Fouita, which are two very similar changelog options for your websites. And then I'm also going to show you two other options that you might like as well. So I have both of them. I really like both of them, and I'm going to keep both of them. I'll walk you through the main differences between the two. Um, one is not necessarily better than the other because they're different. There's different use cases that might be appropriate for you. So I'll walk you through the differences, and then hopefully that'll help you guys decide. I'm also going to throw in a couple of other options that I do really like that you guys might not have thought of. So this first one here is Fouita. And I'll just tell you straight up, just buy this. Just buy it. Even if you're not going to use it for the changelog option, it's amazing because there's so many other options for widgets. For those of you that know how to code, you probably don't need a lot of what Fouita has to offer. But for those of you that like, no code options, or you just want to speed up your workflows and just get things installed, this is a great option. So this is just one example of a changelog or a notifications widget, and you can customize these. This one happens to be bright pink, but they don't all look like this, of course. You can choose the badges, the colors. You can choose even the radius on things. So it doesn't have to be round, it can be square. You can choose the radius on them. You can do a lot of customization with the colors, the layout, everything. These don't have to have a photo. And what's nice about this is a lot of changelog software that you guys are used to is probably going to have its own standalone site or feed in addition to the widget that might be able to pop up on your site. With Fouita specifically, there is no standalone page, but it will bring you to the page that it's installed on. You can also put links in the text, like see how it says shop now? You can make that a link. So, but yeah, you could basically share these. Just as a marketing pro tip, you can kind of double up on the utility of this by sharing these as social media posts. So let's say you update the widget and you update this within Fouita. You can hit share and share it as a social media post. So kind of doubles your utility with that. And I always love that. Less work. So it's not automated, but it still cuts down on time there for the marketing piece. So this is extremely useful. You can control where the widget goes, lots of things that you can do with this. Now we're going to switch to Taku. So I have this installed on one of my websites. Let me scroll down here. So originally I had Taku installed as basically like a floating widget like this one. But I need a chat widget here, so it wasn't very practical. You can install Taku as an iframe, so I'll explain that in a moment too, but I decided to go for one that's embedded and triggered. So those of you that are at least a bit familiar with JavaScript, you can put in a trigger on any element on a page that you'd like and then have the Taku changelog widget trigger. So it's really nice. So I just decided to do that with just a little inconspicuous button. I'll probably change it later, but this was just me testing out Taku to see how it works, and I was pleased. So that's what it looks like. So you just click on it and it pops up. Again, this can also be a pop-up widget, and there's nothing in there right now, but you can change the colors. So the colors can be changed. Not a whole lot of customization as far as, the radius of the widget itself. You can't really change like the floating widget when it's, if you're doing the floating widget option, when it looks like this, not a whole lot of customization options available there, but it's still really sleek and you can change at least the color. I love it. It's also a great price. So a main difference with this one, aside from a few customization things, is Taku does offer a standalone page for your changelog, as well as widgets and iframe embeds. So, and then another thing is this one actually has a notification system built into it. So people can subscribe to notifications just like they would a newsletter. So if you have, there's a few ways you can use this. Most people probably think of like a tech application first, which of course that's what it's going to work for if you release new features. If you have a service-based business, you could release new services or updates. You can post reviews in here. So let's say you get a new review on Google or something like that, and you want to celebrate it, and you know that people are subscribed to your updates. You can do a little update. So it's just a way, again, to just really get more utility out of the software that you're using, because there's often way more uses than the developers themselves may even conceive of, which makes this whole thing that much more fun, as you guys know. That's what I love about this. So the only thing that I don't like about this is that it's siloed. Fouita and Taku are siloed, so they don't integrate with anything. So now Fouita, that's just a plain and simple updates thing that goes on your page. I don't know if they'll ever offer anything more than that, and that's fine because that's what Fouita is. It's easy solutions that just work. But as far as Taku, they are brand new. So they're going to be releasing more features as, the months go on, as the years go on. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some type of integration at some point, webhooks, low code, no code, whatever that looks like. They'll probably do some kind of integration. What I would like to see ideally is an integration where it integrates with your favorite mail providers so that when people are subscribing to notifications, they're also subscribing to your email list. So whether that's MailChimp, Akumba Mail, Sendinblue, now called Brevo, whatever that looks like, I would love to see native integrations in Taku, but I'm sure they have that on the roadmap. I'll bring you through a few more things. Here's another thing that makes Taku, it's pretty robust for the price. It's nice. First off, I'll just use theirs so I can show you. You can actually I'll give them a fire emoji. You can actually have reactions. So this is a bit different because it's a little more interactive. So the Fouita one is like bare bones and it just gives information. It's not two-way. Unless you embed something, you can do that too. You could embed something, but that's extra work. Taku is all built in. So if you want it to be a two-way communication and make it more of a community thing. Now remember, again, another marketing tip, UGC is huge right now, user-generated content, social proof, powerful, powerful, powerful. All of those things. Video, because you can see someone's face. That's why I did this video, because, you guys trust me and I love your guys' feedback and I learn a lot from you. But, we don't know who we are all the time. So, this is kind of neat because it does leverage that. It leverages that social proof concept in marketing, which is incredibly powerful. So if people are reacting and things like that, it looks like, people are active on your website, which goes, oh, I want to be active on this website too. So you could do some really great updates and things like that. Looks like there's quizzes, which is pretty cool. I'm a new user, shows you the votes and the results. So again, community. And that's a really great way to keep your audience with you. Let's see here. It looks like they have views and all kinds of things. So, and if I remember correctly, I'm not in my dashboard right now, but you can toggle certain things on and off. All right. And then again, you can also, it's down here, you can also embed these as iframes. So you don't have to have the actual widget. You can also embed it as an iframe. And then the broadcasting is done within Taku as well. Again, I would love to see integrations at some point so we can start to automate some of these things, but I'm sure that they have it on their roadmap because they're brand new. But yeah, lots of great features. So now there's a couple of more that I think have kind of flown under the radar, but I would like people to at least be aware of it because they're also very useful. And I also love the developer for these other two. And again, not necessarily better. It's just each one has its own little nuances because I have all of these. Releases I recently refunded, but I think I'm going to repurchase them again. After some feedback from the founder, he was so helpful with some questions I had. So I think I'll repurchase this. But releases and FeatureShift, these are from the same developer. And I love this developer. There's a couple of key differences between the two. FeatureShift is going to be a full changelog that's interactive. It'll also have a roadmap. So this is going to be closer to Frill, or trying to think of what else. If you use Notion as a roadmap and changelog, this is going to be familiar to you as well. Frill, what's the other one? There's a few more. I can't think of them at the moment, but Frill is a big one that you guys will probably recognize. So this has really got a lot to it. And the changelog in FeatureShift is pretty basic, but it does have a subscription option to it. And then the actual roadmap portion of FeatureShift is really neat as well, because that is interactive too, and people can actually submit feature requests. So I would say FeatureShift is probably the most robust, because you have community engagement from a lot of different angles. You're giving people a preview of what's coming in. You can give them the option to actually request features or services, or however you want to use this. A lot of ways you can use these types of software other than technology-based businesses. So this will be the most robust. I've put in a request with the founder to add some more customization for the colors and things, and he will do that, so I'm pretty stoked. That's great. So yeah, most robust is going to be FeatureShift, and you can do a lot of the same things that you can do with Taku as well, including having it linked to a standalone roadmap. So most robust is FeatureShift. Second most robust is going to be Taku. Releases, which I'll walk you through in just a second, is going to be the third most robust, and then Fouita is going to be your very basic but beautiful changelog widget. So this is releases. Releases I tried out and I didn't like it at first, but it's because I misunderstood the features. The founder emailed me back and was like, "Why did you refund? We can actually do that." And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll try it again. I'm sorry." So I am going to give it a go again. The reason why this one really caught my eye is it's basically the same as Taku, but they have some beautiful themes. It's absolutely gorgeous. And like I said, I really like this developer and I trust them. They're based in Germany. And German data protection laws are even more stringent than just the basic GDPR. So that's part of it. Also, I've got German friends and family, so I love Germany too. So I just really like to see developers from there, although I'm really excited about how international our dev community is in 2023, 2024. So I don't really have any preferences. It's just pretty cool to see that, because you don't see a lot of developers out of Germany. So this one is really nice. I will link one of their changelogs in the comments because they're beautiful. If you want kind of like that sleek look, like if you look at Celix as an example, Celix and Stripe both have like a look. It's very similar to this. They have the gradients. It's really that like fresh SaaS look. I don't really know how to explain it, but you guys will know. If you want that look, Releases is for you. It's gorgeous. It's that very modern, fresh SaaS look, and kind of like the dark mode type of thing. Gorgeous. So I hope that helps you guys out. Let me know if you have any other questions. If I had to pick a favorite, I would probably say, as of right now, Taku is my favorite. I do own Releases and I love that, but I don't like updating it all the time. So that's one thing, and that is definitely more of a roadmap type of application like Frill. And then Fouita is great because it's just simple. I do love using that for a lot of marketing purposes. And then Releases, I'm going to give it a go again. Releases might be my favorite just because of the design. Those of you that are kind of familiar with what my preferences are in software design, that's like my number one. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. Anyway, thanks for watching. And if this is helpful, give us a follow. Really appreciate you guys.